Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zollotech, and we're going to take a look at Jellybean. This is the Galaxy Nexus, which I've loaded Jellybean onto. While it's not the official build, it is similar to the main build that they showed at Google I/O. And since I'm waiting for my Nexus 7 to arrive in a few weeks, hopefully it'll be a few weeks according to Google, I thought I'd go ahead and take a look at Jellybean right now. So here's a Galaxy Nexus. Let me go ahead and unlock it. And if you didn't see that, one of the changes they've made is the animation is different. I can move my finger left to the camera. It'll open camera, unlock, and now we have Google Now. If I scroll up, it opens Google Now right away. You can see the weather, Google Now locations, and this is sort of Android's Siri fighter or Siri competitor. It's really not the exact same. It will track your location, which is a little bit scary if you think about it. It'll track your location, such as your commute, let you know better routes based on traffic. You do have to allow permissions to do that, so it's not something it does by default. It actually asks you if you want to allow that, and you don't have to if you don't want to. But you can see here's the weather where I currently am. Here's our forecast. I can slide this to the right to get more information. We can go back. And so while it works really well, it's not exactly the same as Siri. So let me give you an example, and let me move the light here a little bit so that you can see the screen. Since it is an AMOLED screen, it is a little bit harder to see under that bright light. So let's go ahead and we'll ask it who the president is. Who is the president of the United States? And normally it's pretty fast. I don't know why it's taking so long. Let's try that again. Who is the President of the United States? So you can see it got those results. Now the microphone is a little bit low on that, and I'm not really sure why. It said the President of the United States is Barack Obama. Who is the President of France? And this is an example that they use themselves at Google I/O. So you would see it kind of goes to Wikipedia and grabs some information. How far is it from here to California? And you can see here's some travel distances. So not everything, it doesn't nail everything. And in fact, I asked it who the president was before, and it gave me this sort of result. So sometimes it's a little spotty, but it is a beta, just like Siri is still a beta. So it's really not that big of a concern. It works pretty impressively. And you can see that one thing that they've changed in this version of Android, or refined, is the voice recognition is built into the phone. So it doesn't necessarily have to have a data connection to go out and grab that voice recognition. Now, one of the things that they really boasted about or talked about was Project Butter. And what Project Butter is it makes the UI buttery smooth. One of the things they did was speed up frame rates, and they used an Epic Red 4K camera, really expensive, really high frame rate, great 4K camera. And what they did is show the smoothness between Ice Cream Sandwich on a Galaxy Nexus and Jellybean. You can see the touch response is exactly the same, in my opinion, as an iPhone. There is no lag anymore. It seems really smooth. I can open folders. Everything just responds exactly like you want it to, and exactly as smooth as the competitors, if not more so in some ways. If we open up the app drawer, everything's just nice and fast. Very impressive, really nice. You can see it just is really smooth. We do have the same app widget here, or launcher, switcher, I forget what they actually call it, but it works great. And so that's one of the things they did. They really worked really hard on faster, smoother, and more responsive. They have some accessibility options they added, and this really isn't a full change of the Android operating system. It's more of an upgrade. That's why it's not 5.0, it's 4.1. But it's a great upgrade, and I really like it quite a lot. So it has some different language supports, things like that, which to me personally don't matter, but I'm sure they matter to a lot of different areas. For other people that read Arabic and Japanese, things like that. They've really upgraded that, and that's great because obviously it gets more people into Android for those that want to use Android. There's some key maps that you can change. There's different UI elements where things fade together. It's hard to show because I don't know exactly where they are. But one of the big improvements is with the actual notifier. So here you can see this is from gadget.com or GDGT, and it's something I posted, so it's kind of a follow-up to something I posted. And you can see you can shrink this here. I can shrink using 2 fingers. We can shrink the notification, but you can see more of it. If I want to go into it, I can tap. But everything's really fast, really smooth, and it's really nice that way. Now again, I can go to Google Now by holding the home button, going up. We can get right back into it. Show more cards. Show sample cards. I really do like this quite a lot. They've made some updates to Android Beam, made it a little bit better using Bluetooth as far as speed and things like that. They've got some better Wi-Fi discoverabilities, things like that. There's a lot of little tiny refinements. Things such as USB audio, so you can use it with different devices. So you see a lot of docks out there for things like iPhones. Well, they should be able to do more of that now with Android. So they've really made a lot of just really little refinements, and overall it's great. The voice is great. Chrome is now the default browser. That works well, syncs between everything. I'm just really impressed with the speed of this operating system, and in fact, so much so, I may take a challenge and switch to Android myself for at least a week and see what I think. Because I use an iPhone regularly, and Jellybean really has me interested. I really like the Galaxy Nexus, and Jellybean itself really has me interested in Android more and more. I did order a Nexus 7 tablet and can't wait to try that out. I'm going to try and maybe move over from iPhone and iPad to maybe a Galaxy Nexus and a Nexus 7. Even though those two are pretty similar, the tablet reading experience is definitely better. So if you have any suggestions or anything that you want to see in Jellybean itself more specifically, please go ahead and place that in the comments below, and I'll try and respond and maybe even do another video showing some more elements of Jellybean. Hopefully I'll have my tablet soon, but it probably will be a few weeks before we see that. If you have any suggestions as far as apps I can use that you like a lot, that maybe you have on an iPhone or have seen on an iPhone, or have even have specific to Android, I'd love to see. I've tried Pocket. I figured I'd try a few new ones out that I haven't tried, even though those are cross-platform. As always, please place those comments below, like I said, and thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.